was Steve Irwin in the Wallingford neighborhood of Seattle just a couple of days ago because heavy equipment was used to rip 2 ATMs out of a Wallingford credit union branch. Somebody stole a forklift. They drove to a BECU, I think it was, bank where I bank, and they went ahead and ripped out 2 ATMs. They drug one down the road. We've got footage of cops dragging it back. Let's get into it. Here we go.
To track breaking news in North Seattle.
Yeah, the front entrance of a credit union at 43rd and Stoneway North, nearly unrecognizable after thieves smashed into it overnight. Let's get right out to Como's Hannah Knowles live in Wallingford with what we know so far. Hannah?
Good morning. We know Seattle police are searching for the group of people responsible for stealing a forklift from a nearby construction site here in Wallingford and then using that piece of construction.
That's what I'd say is Steve Irwin here. If you're not familiar with that story, and I'm sure you are, Steve Irwin stole an excavator and started excavating and then logging in Dr. Jose Rizal Park in the International District-ish of downtown Seattle. He stole an excavator from a job site. So, hey, it's not a stretch because Steve Irwin is no longer in jail. He's been arrested, 5 times? He's built 5 different cabins in the park. So I'm going to say not him in Wallingford, but, criminals running around stealing equipment and then tearing out ATMs. That's just mayhem. It's absolute mayhem in Seattle.
Equipment to actually break into the front entrance of this Wallingford BECU branch.
Look at that. It is just absolutely destroyed. Why is this happening in Seattle? Because you've got soft on criminal laws. You've got soft on criminal judges. You've got a judicial system that has bought into this whole crap of justice reform. And the criminals know that even if they get busted, they're going to get away with it. It's not going to be much. Crime does pay. This is the end result of that. Period.
Here building, you can see just extensive damage to the front area there. We know that they actually managed to steal 2 ATMs. Police say around 3 o'clock this morning, 911 dispatchers got the call that people were using to break into the front door. Look at this video that we got. Officers using their patrol cruiser to actually drag
there you go.
ATMs.
There you go.
Just amazing video there. Police say the thieves took 2 ATMs, managed to load one onto the vehicle before leaving. The other one they left behind. That's what we're still seeing here. I estimate about thousands of dollars of damage here in the process.
I estimate about thousands of dollars. Yeah. I mean, that could be a quick 50, 75 grand. You're going to have to reframe all that. You're going to have to put up windows, all the trim, all the stuff. I mean, did they impact any of the concrete? Who knows? Dragging out the ATM, those things are not light. And look at it. I mean, so crazy.
They actually took one of the ATMs in one of the SUVs. They took one of the ATMs, and they weren't able to take the second one.
The bank manager has been working with officers this morning. We do not know how much money was in the ATM that was stolen. We're also trying to pin down if there's any structural problems to the building. It appears that there are some apartment units in the branch. Officers also tell us that they are working with nearby businesses and people who live in this neighborhood. This is a very residential neighborhood here in Wallingford, trying to gather any surveillance video, security cameras, photos, maybe anybody who was even here walking their dog in the middle of the night, just anyone who may have seen what happened. The construction site's about 1 street down from where we're currently standing. We're on Stoneway North and 44th Street. We'll keep you posted as they release more information about potential suspects.
So this is a good neighborhood. This is not a terrible neighborhood of Seattle. This is to the north of downtown by a handful of miles. It is to the south and west of the University of Washington. Northeast 45th goes east and west. If you go west of I-5, you're in Wallingford. And if you're south of 45th, you're definitely in Wallingford. If you go east on 45th, you're going towards University of Washington. And it literally, 45th is the main drag that takes you to the northern entrance of the University of Washington by Greek Row. So this having happened, I don't remember ever hearing about anybody tearing out I repeat, two ATMs, but is this going to start a new trend? Well, they almost got away with it. What I would say is that they probably need a bigger rig to handle two ATMs because they got the second one out and they got it down the road. I think they probably just got nervous and bailed and let it go and took their one and figured, okay, this is going to be our win. That second one, they had something go on, right? They had something go on. So yeah, let's watch this video. Here's the cops again towing the stolen ATM. Oh, with audio. That's horrible. Oh. 4 o'clock in the morning. What are you guys doing out there? What are you doing? Now we're just hauling an ATM back to the bank, front of the bank. It's the best we can do. Wow. Now, that ATM is not going to be used anymore. That ATM has seen better days, right? Crazy. Absolutely nuts that this is going on. ATMs were ripped out and one was being loaded into an SUV while the suspects tried to load the second ATM. They hit a parked car. Uh-oh. That is not good. I don't think there's too much more in the actual report. 3 a.m., police said 3 or 4 burglars used a forklift to smash into a BECU on Stoneway North and 44th, several blocks away from the Wallingford playfield. Yeah, this is a heavy residential neighborhood. Well, every BECU is loaded up with ATMs because that's basically how they operate. We don't have cash on hand in so many of these, banks anymore. You got to go to a ATM, or you got to go to in order to get a bunch of cash, you got to go to one of their regional cash distributors is how they work it. So, okay. So that's that one. Check out this one though. Video shows thief is stolen front loader, tear up ATM, push it down the street. Does this sound familiar? But it was only one. Here, let's watch this video.
Well, it's a little bit of a mess here right now. You can see there's just a pile of gravel, some bent posts, plenty of caution tape where there once was an ATM just about 14 hours ago. And the destruction was all caught on tape. Wait until you see the front loader that did all of this. Take a look at this point of view from a surveillance camera outside the Seattle University bookstore, showing the large construction equipment driving.
That's right a big, wow.
I was going to make a deposit.
No deposits or withdrawals from this machine. The thief really ripped it up, eventually dragging it out into the middle of West Nickerson Street before maneuvering the front loader into position to push what appears to be the ATM's safe down the street.
You probably have to drive one of those because they have special buttons, to get it going.
Well, somebody had to know how to do it. I mean, I would think they would have keys, or can you hotwire a front loader?
Another unanswered question: whether or not the driver of this pickup is involved in this crime scene.
Oh.
Its Office of Safety and Security reported the 4-door burgundy pickup truck following the front loader as it drove out of the parking lot and left campus.
Most people, what do? They steal the car and ram it into the thing or something. That took a lot of ingenuity, I guess.
Oh, this is Seattle Pacific University.
Officers later found the front loader and the ATM across the street from the home builders center,
handy,
about a half mile from campus.
Right now, the economy, is hard, tough, so people thinking ideas how to get money, I guess.
You know what most people do is they get a second job, they save, but they don't get a big piece of equipment and tear out an ATM and then haul it off. They don't do that. They don't do that. And they're doing that because they know they can and they know they'll get away with it. You used to do this kind of thing, you get busted. You do a bunch of time. You get like felony. Now we're not doing that anymore. It's okay. I mean, it's your 45th arrest, but come back next time. Do just do a better job at being a good human being. We believe in you. And then they let him go and, hey, why'd you steal again? Just insanity.
To do that, one might be to enroll in some school classes here at SBU. But I reached out to the construction company. I've not heard back from them, trying to get more information about that front loader and what it takes to drive it. Seattle police are still investigating this crime, looking for suspects. Live in Seattle, Denise Whitaker, Como News.
I don't know that I have ever driven a front loader. I've driven a few pieces of equipment, and they are not all that hard. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're not talking rocket science. You got a handful of controls, and on one the size that we just saw there, yeah, you're going to have some back and forth, and you're going to have some lift on the bucket, and you're going to have some stuff like that, but it's not impossible to drive. And if somebody's been on a job site, one time, they get it going, they're familiar with that model, it's piece of cake. So yeah, we've just got absolute anarchy on the streets of Seattle, and it's because criminals know that they can get away with it. And crime does pay. We have created an environment where this is ongoing on the daily. And it's kind of like, oh, hey, yeah, you tore open a bank and stole a couple of ATMs and couldn't get one done. But hey, one's better than none. Wonder how much money is in an ATM. I don't know. Is it, in the thousands? Is it a couple of grand? Is it 10 grand? Is it 20 grand? Because enough people come by and, get money out. I don't know how that works and how much is you put in an ATM. My buddy Dan has an ATM at his bar. I think most bars have them. I'll ask. All right. That's it for me. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for supporting this channel. I'll catch up with you on the next one. Bye for now.